1 year ago, I moved my course over from Teachable to Course Creator 360, and since then, my entire course business has run through them. And so in this video, I'm going to share everything I've learned in the last year of using Course Creator 360 and give you my thoughts on whether it's worth switching to from another course platform. So as I mentioned before I started using Course Creator 360, I was using Teachable as well as a whole bunch of other software. I was using MailerLite for my email, Webinar Kit for my webinars, Make, which is like Zapier to tie everything together, and some other random softwares to just try to make everything work. And it was just kind of a headache. Things were always breaking, pretty complicated, and some of the features just weren't working that well, especially in Teachable. I just couldn't build landing pages as nice as I wanted them. So I knew it was time to move to some kind of a different solution that was a bit more integrated and had more features. So I'd heard about Course Creator 360 for a while and had kind of had my eye on it, and I finally decided to make the jump a year ago. And after I moved everything over to Course Creator 360, I actually started getting a lot more sales of my course and making quite a bit more. Now you might be wondering why that is, just moving to a new course hosting platform. And I don't think it was entirely from moving to the new platform. I also started making more content as well, but there are several features in CC360 that I think directly impacted how much I was making. The first one of those is tracking. Most of my sales come from my YouTube channel, and before that I really didn't have any functional way to track exactly what sales came from what video, or even if the sales were coming from YouTube or from somewhere else. And any tracking that I could do was a huge pain trying to get things to track across a whole bunch of different platforms. But in CC360, I have really good tracking. The links that I put in the description of each video, I just add a UTM tracking code to it. I can just add a unique campaign parameter to the end of each link so I know which YouTube video or other source of traffic it comes from. And then in Course Creator 360, I've set it up so that I can see for each contact as well as for each sale exactly what video, what traffic source they came from. And having that data at my fingertips has made a massive difference in being able to figure out where sales were coming from, which videos were driving sales, and being able to make more content like that. And the great thing about tracking inside of Course Creator 360 is that with some other platforms, you have to use some kind of third-party tracking to try to tie it all together. Whereas in Course Creator 360, all the steps are together in one platform. And so it tracks super seamlessly all the way from click to sale. And so you get a lot better quality tracking data. Now, it's not perfect. Obviously, not every sale gets tracked to somewhere. That's just sort of the nature of how tracking works. But it's way, way better than what I had before and has given me the data to make a lot of good decisions. The second thing about Course Creator 360 that I think increased my sales is their amazing templates for funnels and websites. For my main webinar funnel, I had originally built it in Webinar Kit using one of their templates, and I didn't super love the design over there. So when I came over to Course Creator 360, I used one of their webinar templates. I barely changed anything at all, just put in my text and my images on this page, kept everything else pretty much exactly the same. And this landing page to sign up for the webinar has a 50% conversion rate. If we go over here into stats, you can actually see how many people have come through the funnel and the conversion rates for each step of the funnel. We have a 50% conversion rate on the initial webinar opt-in, which is already a crazy conversion rate, but it's especially amazing considering that I had about a 25 to 30% conversion rate on my old landing page. So just rebuilding my webinar funnel opt-in page using their templates that they've proven from running a ton of course sales through them basically doubled my opt-in rate, which roughly doubles the amount of people watching the webinar and theoretically could double sales right there. The third thing that I think made a big impact is that they have a really good system for order bumps and upsells. If we go back to our funnels here and look at some of my low ticket offer funnels, you can see that after people check out, then we have an upsell page. And if we look at this upsell page, you can see that it has a countdown timer. This offer expires in 15 minutes, and it actually does. It makes the offer go away. You can show or hide any elements on the page, and it takes away the button to click to upsell to the full course. But the really great thing about their upsells is that they are one-click upsells. You just click on it, it automatically adds it to their order. They don't have to put in their card information again. With Teachable, I couldn't get it set up to work really well this way, so it's been super great to have those one-click upsells in Course Creator 360, and it has significantly increased my conversions for this funnel. If we go here into the stats and set it to all time, you can see that we have about a 15% upsell rate to the full course, which means that 1 out of roughly every 6 people upsell to the full product, and having that upsell has nearly doubled what I've made from this particular low ticket offer funnel. And as well as one-click upsells, you also get order bumps. So looking at the checkout page for this digital product, people can just click on this one little button to upsell to a larger product directly from checkout. Adding this order bump has given me actually quite a bit of additional revenue from this particular funnel. And so again, super great feature that actually makes you more money. And if you are interested in trying out Course Creator 360, I'll put a link down in the description where you can get a free 30-day trial of it, give all of these features a test go. But my number one favorite thing about Course Creator 360 isn't any specific feature, it's how just everything is super integrated all under one platform. I don't have to have like half a dozen different softwares and subscriptions to make everything work. In here, you have obviously your funnels and landing pages, which I just showed you. You have your course membership, course hosting, where you can have all of your products, and your students get a login portal where they can see everything that they've bought. And you can also put your own community in here. It's very similar to School or Circle, very similar functionality here. You can also issue certificates, do all kinds of stuff like that. And you can also process all your payments through here. That's all integrated. And it's also a full CRM that manages all of your contacts, so you don't have to have another software like MailChimp or whatever for that. And you can also send emails from here. If you go over into the marketing tab and come over here to emails, email campaigns, you can design and send emails from here very similarly to what you'd be able to do with MailerLite or MailChimp or whatever. You can also send text messages, WhatsApp messages from inside Course Creator 360. I actually personally don't do that, but that's something you can do as well. You can build countdown timers in here for your emails. It also has an affiliate manager, so if you want to have affiliates promoting your course for you, you can also do that inside CC360. And then one of my favorite features is you have super extensive automations. You can build out basically any kind of automations you want. When a customer does something at basically any stage of their customer journey, you can trigger that to do all sorts of different things. You can have it send out emails, text messages. You can have it automatically respond to Instagram DMs and comments like ManyChat would. You can have it add tags to your customers. You can have it do basically anything that you want it to. And because all of your different functions are in one place, it all works seamlessly and isn't constantly breaking like sometimes Zapier and other things can. So that is super awesome. I use that a ton for all my email sequences, autoresponder sequences, for nurture sequences after someone buys something or after a lead comes in, for tagging and categorizing all my leads and customers. Just a ton of super useful stuff in there. And of course, as I also mentioned, there is tracking. If we go to any one of our contacts here, let's say I come to someone who has purchased my course. If I click on that, then I can look at all the information about it, and I can see literally everything they've done. Visited this page, submitted a form to download this lead magnet, then they went over here and looked at this other product page, then they visited another product page, and then submitted an order form and checked out. You can see every single thing that a certain customer has done in a lot of detail, which can be super helpful if you're trying to get a feel of where your customers are coming from, as well as just having the broad overall data. And you can also see all of the emails that have been sent to them. And if you come over here into the conversations tab, you can actually manage all of your conversations with people. Anyone who responds to your emails or wants to send you an email, you can just reply to them directly from within Course Creator 360. You can also do that for Instagram DMs and text messages. I just found an Instagram DM I need to respond to, somebody who wants to buy one of my products. And if you sell your product through calls, there's also calendars. You can set it all up like Calendly. You can do just a ton of stuff in here. Basically anything you want to do, you can do inside Course Creator 360, which is really awesome. And just all of that saves so much time and also a lot of money, stacking up a whole bunch of different softwares, having to connect them. So I really love that. It is really nice. Has saved me a lot of time and headache over the last year. And speaking of how much it costs, the plan that I'm on is $147 a month. I think $119 a month if you get it annually, which I do because I'm not planning to change this anytime soon, in case you haven't figured out. I kind of like the software. I'm not just trying to sell it. I actually genuinely like it and recommend it to all my friends. It's really nice. But as I was saying, it's $147 a month, which is more expensive than some other platforms. But when you start comparing it to others like Kajabi and Teachable that do a fraction of what you can do in Course Creator 360, and then start looking at all the other software you'd have to stack on top of it, it's well worth it, at least for me. And you also can get a plan that is, I think, only $97 a month, but I recommend the $147 a month plan. You get some extra stuff, some extra done-for-you setup, some extra templates, so that's the plan I'd recommend going with. And speaking of done-for-you setup, Course Creator 360 support is awesome. Like, probably the best support I've ever gotten from any online software. To start with, they have a little chat down here in the corner that you can just click on and chat with somebody at any time, and they're quite helpful. They know a good bit about the software. And then if you can't do that, you can email them. And they also have their own private community where you can ask questions about course creation in general or specifically about the software. And they're super active in there and will respond to you and help you out, which is really, really awesome. Again, some of the best software support I've seen out there. The guy who runs this, Stockton, makes that a big one of his focuses to give top level support for this. And actually, depending on which plan you're on, he also does every other week a Q&A and coaching call where he'll announce all the new features that are going live in the software and usually give you some kind of a coaching portion at the beginning of the call and then just answer questions about the software and about course creation in general, which is really awesome. And they're also constantly updating the software. There's a ton of stuff that's been added since I got on a year ago, just like constant updates. It seems like every week or two they're adding some kind of useful feature and fairly major feature updates once every month or two. But they're also really good about their updates not like totally changing the way the software works, so you have to relearn it every little bit. The software stays working basically the same, but just adds different features that you can use. Another thing that's really great is that you get unlimited just about everything in here. You have unlimited websites and funnels that you can create, and you can connect them to unlimited different domains. So you can have, let's say for me, flyingfilmmakerpro.com connected to my main site. And then if I want to have a different domain for a sale like flyingfilmmakersale.com, I can take and just connect that to my sale funnel. And you can do that for unlimited different funnels and websites, which is amazing. And the funnel builder is actually quite good. I would say it's right up there with some of the better website builders out there like Squarespace and Weebly. It's definitely way better than some that are included with other course software. Just really all in all, it works really nicely. And you also get unlimited contacts, unlimited students, unlimited courses. All of that stuff is completely unlimited. The only thing that there is a limit or you have to pay extra for on some plans is the number of emails you can send. I'm not sure the exact amounts, but there is a certain cap after which you have to pay a certain amount. It's pretty low per 1,000 or 10,000 emails that you send above that. But all in all, a great deal. There's very, very few restrictions on what you can do. And on the $147 a month plan, you actually get 2 entire accounts. So here I have one for my main business, Flying Filmmaker, and then one also for Daybreak Visuals. This is an entirely separate account. Basically, it's like you have 2 subscriptions to the software and you can have 2 separate accounts with totally separate email lists, totally separate automations, totally separate websites, just totally separate everything, all under that $147 a month subscription. So big value there. Now, one thing that you might be wondering is how hard is it to move the course over? And that's a great question because it is really a pain to have to move your course from one platform to another. But Stockton and the guys at Course Creator 360 actually make it a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. They will actually move all of your course content over for you from the other platform for like, I think $1 a video, something like that. Very, very reasonable. I think they're doing it at cost with overseas virtual assistants. So it's really, really cheap to get it moved over. So I just had them do that. That saved me a ton of time. And as far as funnels and emails, they can also rebuild those for you at, again, a very, very reasonable rate. I think it was like $35 per funnel or something like that. Is like really cheap. And they do a quite good job rebuilding them if you want them to look the same as the way they were before. So all in all, they actually make it a lot easier to move over. Now, again, it still is a pain to have to move everything over, move all of your students, move all of your contacts over, but it's not as bad as it could be. Now, you might be wondering, you've said a lot of good things about Course Creator 360. Is there anything bad about Course Creator 360? And the answer is yes, but also no. I mean, obviously there's things that's not that great. I would say it's not the simplest software to use. As you can see, there's a ton of stuff that you can do in here, just a ton of different tabs, some of which I don't even use, like reputation management is for like getting reviews on Google business listings, etc. It's super powerful and it's probably not the most beginner friendly, but they actually do have, it's called the 90-minute boot camp, and they have a whole bunch of videos in here going through in depth all the different things you need to know. They have 14 videos that are the basics, and then they have beyond the basics, as you can see here, just a whole bunch of different training videos, and anywhere that you get stuck, you can just contact support and they'll help you get unstuck. So I wouldn't say it's a big deal even if you aren't the most super technical person and good at figuring stuff out, but it's not the most simplified software to use, but that kind of comes with having a lot of features. Another thing that wasn't great initially, but has gotten a lot better, is the templates for how your course looks. Initially, they weren't super great, but now they've started adding ones that look a lot better. But all in all, I would say the marketing features are a lot more important than the course backend. I don't think I've gotten a single complaint over how the backend of my course looks or gotten any refunds over that. So I would say that's not a super big issue. And then the last thing is that sometimes if you don't have a fast internet connection, it can be a little bit slow to load. Now that's probably partly because for a while I was using it like on an LTE hotspot in the middle of nowhere before I got Starlink, but just something to keep in mind. It's not the most snappy, fast software in existence, but it's actually not that bad at all if you have a decent internet connection. Now, the last thing you might be wondering if you're familiar with all the online softwares is how is this different from Go High Level? This is actually a white labeled version of Go High Level, so it has all the same basic functionality in it. And yes, it is more expensive than Go High Level, but I personally think that it is 100% worth it over Go High Level because you get a ton of really great templates. And these aren't just like some generic templates like you get in a lot of software. These are templates that Stockton and his brother have actually used to sell a ton of courses with and are known to work well. And I think they also got some from some other course experts in there. So they're like really high quality templates. And as you saw, these templates actually work really well and get really high conversion rates. Plus you also get automations templates and you get way better support than you're going to get from just the plain Go High Level. And you just get an experience that's a lot more tailored to course creators instead of just like to generally marketing agency owners or whatever else. So if you're a course creator, I definitely recommend going with Course Creator 360 over Go High Level. You're just going to have a way easier time getting everything set up, getting everything going than trying to figure it all out, build it all from scratch in High Level. So all in all, what do I think after using it for a year? I have zero regrets in switching, and it's what I recommend whenever a friend is like, I want to start some kind of an online thing. This is what I tell them. Just go get CC360. It's going to save you a lot of time versus having to build it out in some other software and connect a whole bunch of softwares together. I love it. It saved me a ton of time and actually, most importantly, made me money. So 100% recommend it. And again, if you want to check it out, there's a link for a free 30-day trial down in the description. So yeah, that's it for this video. Hopefully it was helpful for you guys. We'll see you in the next one.